Hi, this is the video for Thursday, February 25th for 12th grade English. So Thursdays, after a little bit of experimentation, we decided are going to be half workshop day and then half this personal career sort of day. And if we need to do a little less workshop, some days we will. But today we spent the first half of class in workshop. And so what that means is we opened our big Google Docs, we looked at our work, we adjusted the sentences that had errors, and then we looked at models. And so if you're watching this video, you didn't have that experience, how can you replicate that experience for yourself? First, the big Google Doc is a really living document between you and me. And so I've added comments in everybody's big Google Doc with specific feedback for you. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering how to improve, go into your big Google Doc and then adjust all of those pieces of feedback. I write all over it. A lot of the times I'm writing something positive to show you what you're doing well. And then a lot of the times I'm giving you feedback on how you can improve your commas. I want to show you something that will help. This is our weekly document. This is always on Schoology. And if you see here, I've added something at the very top. It's a master big Google Doc that has all of the stems. So if you're ever missing stems, you can go to my doc and you can copy and paste them into your own. This isn't cheating. This is just like, what is the work? Here it is. So here is the most recent week. And we worked on understanding the new construct a little bit. So I'll model that for you now. Some of the things I'm seeing that people are missing are these mid-sentence commas. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done wrong, and then I'll show you how to correct it. When he becomes haunted by the crime, he confesses his murder. So this is from the Telltale Heart. And what we see here is fine thinking, right? This is exactly what I'm looking for in terms of thinking and reflecting your knowledge of the story. But I'm also assessing your grammar. So what do you need to do to make this better? A period at the end. And then always, always, always in this class, I'm making you write complex sentences, so there's going to be a comma. I see people adding commas sort of randomly here maybe, or maybe right after the when. The goal is to find the end of the phrase. Commas always go at the end of the phrase. And in this case, the end of the phrase is right here after crime. Now you know it's the end of the phrase because it's the very end of the subject and verb of the dependent clause when he becomes haunted by the crime. So this is the dependent clause, and those are all the pieces you need. Although I like to run, you can hear it. I like to verb run this object. So that's one way you can see that you put the comma at the end of the phrase. Another way is kind of to check your work, like in math class. After the comma, you should have a new sentence, a new phrase. If you're putting your comma at the end of the phrase where you should put it, then the very next thing should be a new phrase. And it is, he confesses his murder. What a complex sentence is really two sentences. In this case, we have an incomplete sentence, a fragment, and a complete sentence. You're just looking to try to break them up with an appropriate comma. All right, so we spent a long time on that, and I'm encouraging you, if you're watching this video, to go into your document and to make adjustments. It's a 6 out of 6 if you get the commas right. The other thing we did is really simple, so I'll go through it really quickly. We have this new stem about avocations. So we talked about how, yeah, you have a career, you're going to have a goal that's related to your academic or your vocational career, and that's awesome. But I wanted to spend a day thinking about avocations, things that you love to do, that you really want to pursue, that you'll not be paid for, but you still want to pursue them. Hobbies, things you do often, interests, topics you love to explore, you want to keep reading about, groups and organizations, and then family and friends roles. These things are like the stuff of life, and they're as important as your career. So we just spent some time today to honor that. And they do sometimes take a lot of work. So it's okay to sit and treat them like something you have a goal for. And I even included some sample goals in the slideshow here. Maybe you want to become proficient in another language. Maybe you want to be a volunteer paramedic or firefighter or earn a license or certification. Maybe you want to learn an instrument or get better at a comedy routine. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to do community service that's really specific, or leadership that helps your community. These things are really critical. They're not just things that we like to do for fun, quote unquote. They can become where lots of meaning lives in your life. So for your today's STEM, it is, what is an application you have or would like to have? In other words, what's really important to you in your future that is not a career or a college goal? 3 sentences. Thursdays are not graded for grammar. It's the one day we just don't worry about that. Just write whatever you want in your BGD.